Hey there folks, Chumpesk here, bringing another audio commentary, and today I have a game between Axslav and Shadox, I believe. Axslav playing random and getting undead, so we're going to be having undead versus human. This is on Amazonia, which is a relatively unused map. Obviously it's really new, has some pretty interesting stuff on it, has this really fun creeping here where actually if you're orc or human you can take down this tree with a peon and do some tower creeping here in old Reign of Chaos style. And what else? Actually I think there's there's a Zergling here. He doesn't attack, I don't believe, or it doesn't drop any interesting items or anything like that. Just a couple of fun random things. Actually, there's flying critters on this map as well, although I can't see any at the moment. So a pretty interesting, obviously a pretty interesting matchup. Obviously, human versus undead is generally one of the very popular ones. Shadox going for a very standard opening where it looks like Axslav's going to be going for a tavern hero as undead. This is really uncommon. Obviously, Death Knight is just so standard here. We're going to be seeing this altar going up now, obviously, and it looks like we're seeing really fast fiends from him, and we'll have to see exactly what else he's going to be going for here. This one militia does mention scout it out, probably put down a sentry farm here. Yeah, putting down a farm here just so he knows when Axslav goes to creep this camp here, because that's a really nice thing to try and get a creep jack off. As for what hero Axslav's going to go for, there's really no way of saying. He just sort of seems like he just sort of gets to the tavern and just mashes his keyboard, and whichever one he gets, he sort of sticks with. So we'll have to see what his strategy is going to be here. And Shadox, meanwhile, going for Archmage, very standard stuff. On this map, you can do some really nice creeping. Obviously, this camp is pretty easy to creep, and this you can creep out your mine as well. And this is pretty much the same as the camp on the Twisted Meadows that you can militia creep quite quickly. It has an extra mud golem and one fewer, and doesn't have that priest, so it all sort of balances out. Those mud golems go down so quickly to militia and footmen, so it's really it's quite not too hard for a human to creep. And Axslav now getting his tavern finished, and he has an acolyte here. We'll have to see what hero he decides to pick up. There's so many choices, especially against human rares. Something like an AoE hero can actually be really powerful. Lots of the undead heroes, obviously, like, actually, I was gonna say Pit Lord or something would be fun, but Fire Lord's very fun hero as well. Obviously, gonna go for Lava Spawn first. He's gonna need to be pretty conservative with his mana, though, because Lava Spawn is 150 mana. You only start off with 270, so it's really pretty tricky to use this Fire Lord well. We're gonna have to see Axslav make a very good use of the high DPS coming from these heroes. He's going to be going for some pretty simple creeping first, because he doesn't have his first fiend out yet. It is on its way though, and he does have another Ziggurat coming, so it looks like we're going to be seeing a pretty late tech here from Axslav. And some very standard stuff here from Shadox, getting his level 2, creeping out these two camps exactly like you would on Terranistan. And then going to be moving on. Cloak of Shadows, not too useful, and Ring of Protection, really not brilliant items for Shadox at this point, but let's see what Axslav has gotten here. Actually, Axslav being a bit careless with his micro here, leaving a couple units there, but I guess he's going to bring them in now that he started creeping. Probably send the ghouls back to get more lumber, actually, because he will want to start his tech pretty soon. And looks like Axslav is going to continue creeping. Obviously, that creep camp only drops a tome, I now remember. I never really play on this map. And Gloves of Haste actually dropping. That's not bad for that Fire Lord, which obviously can get pretty high DPS if you can sort of increase its the attack, and especially with things like Gloves of Haste. And it looks like Shadox is going to manage to creep that out, going to hit level 3 pretty soon, and picked up a Sentry Wars, which is really nice. It's going to be a while before Axslav has any chance of scouting this out, because he might well get Shades depending on what tech tree he decides to go for. But it looks like actually Axslav has a lot of these lava spawns now out, but they're all going to time out pretty quickly, so you should probably make the most of them, try and get them in tanks as much as possible. There's some of those flying critters, so really fun stuff there by whoever made this map, just having a bit of a joke. But it looks like Axslav goes in for this creep, and Shadox immediately comes in, and this is not a good start for Axslav here. Really needs to get out of here this creep jack, and it looks like he has just about managed to do that, and I think he will be just having to micro back all his fiends. Obviously Axslav probably playing with about 100 APM here, so really he has to make the most of his APM. He's just a low APM player. He doesn't have any reason why he couldn't play at a higher APM, and it looks like Shadox is going to be chasing him away, but looks like Axslav is actually going to be willing to take a lot of damage on these fiends, which is quite a risky move considering he doesn't have a Death Knight. He hasn't even started his tier 2 tech yet, so he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to lose one fiend here, and he's going to have a lot of trouble ever healing up these fiends, really, because he's going to have to either wait for a Death Knight or for some other healing, such as statues, or just leaving it on Blight for a long time. Maybe, I don't know, Axslav could be going for an expansion, and I wouldn't put it past him, and in that case he would sort of be spending a lot of time on Blight. That might be a good strategy for him, or just, as I say, going for some statues. It'd all be pretty nice, and looks like this one water elemental will probably be chased down because that Fire Lord does have a fast movement speed compared to the slow movement speed of that water elemental, and level 3 Archmage, as you can see, just putting out so much damage from those water elementals. He's going to go back and heal up, and his tier 2 is almost done now. We'll have to see what hero he goes for second. Probably not a Paladin second. Fire Lord traditionally is the counter to a what's it called, Paladin first, as undead. If you go Fire Lord second, that used to be sort of the really common strategy to counter it, although obviously we aren't seeing much Paladin first versus versus undead much anymore, just because it's much easier to counter these days. And it looks like Axslav has hit 3 on this Fire Lord, and that just means that these spawns, you can see, just a level 2 spawn, but already doing 21 to 45 damage, piercing damage as well, and that's and with some range and stuff, and can do that all that splitting fun stuff as well. So these lava spawns can put out a huge amount of damage if you use them well. And looks like we are actually going for a Mountain King second. That's pretty standard stuff. This Fire Lord's going to be in a lot of trouble because even at level 3 it only has 600 maximum hit point, and at the moment it doesn't even have 400, so a 1 bolt and then surround could be really nice for Shadox here. And looks like Axslav though is going to make the most of this time, just do so much damage to the economy, and he is managing to get his fiends in a really nice position there. He has his lava spawns in the front, and well, actually, this Mountain King is now out, and so we're going to see one fiend go down immediately, and looks like he'll probably call militia in a second and just bring them up and try and chase away these fiends. We're going to have to see exactly what his plan is. But meanwhile, Axslav has done so much economy damage. Yeah, there we go there. Axslav going to lose one more fiend by the looks of things, and then he's probably going to want to get out of here and hope not to get bolted again, although he's calling more lava spawns, so maybe he's going to try and continue this fight. Pretty risky play. This Mountain King just throwing at these bolts left, right and centre. He's out of bolts now, but he's going to manage to chase away one fiend. He might not get the kill on this one unless this water elemental is really persistent, but it looks like this this push is actually going pretty well for Axslav. Unfortunately, no tier 1 units left for Shadox, so he's producing from his arcane sanctums now, but it's going to take him a while to actually get anything out of this one. Mountain King in a lot of trouble and does get taken down. Really nice play here by Axslav, just making the most of this really high DPS army, despite the fact he only has 3 fiends, and level 3, now level 4 Fire Lord. That lava spawn does so much damage. It's probably due for it to split again anytime soon, and just that sort of massively increases its damage. And looks like this Mountain King's already getting almost halfway back. Obviously he's only level 1, so it comes back so quickly. And these lava spawns just all over the place, just going to be doing so much damage, especially to militia. And I think Shadox has realised he can't continue calling militia all the time, but he does have his first priest out. Is he getting Dispel? Yeah, he is getting Dispel now. And so those lava spawns will soon not be an issue at all, and just be a massive amount of free experience. And this Mountain King is back out now, and Axslav actually in not a brilliant position. He's moved all the way in the back. He is going to try and take out a couple more militia, then he definitely will have to TP out this time. I really don't see how else he could get out of here, especially considering Dispel was almost finished now, and another priest comes out for Shadox, which is really going to help with these militia. But just so many lava spawns here. Really actually almost getting a lava spawn surround there. Unfortunately one of them goes down, and this Mountain King will be chased away, and it looks like they'll just be healed up by these priests. But look at so much damage. Bear in mind this Fire Lord came into this battle just to level, flush on level 3, and now he's sort of getting close to level 5, and that's pretty much all from militia kills basically. So really, really nicely played there by Axslav, really destroying the economy of Shadox here. And Dispel has now finished now, so I imagine we're going to see a lot of Dispels now on these lava spawns, and that would really, really damage how Axslav can play this game. And it looks like Axlav's actually going to lose one fiend there, and he really needs to get out of here now. I can't see him getting any more kills out of this, unless maybe he tries to focus down a priest or something, but even then, no, it's far too late. His Fire Lord's taken too much damage. He needs to get out of here, and he will get out. And he has now hit tier 2. He has put down a slaughterhouse as well, so we are seeing sort of the start of a traditional transition here, and we're gonna have to see if what second hero he goes for. Solo Fire Lord obviously isn't going to be brilliant in the long term, especially considering that there's a Mountain King out now as well. You really want to get a couple more heroes out, and then it's just something to complement that Fire Lord, because the Fire Lord's pretty useless on its own at this point, because all he can do is lava spawns, which isn't overly useful. And then obviously you can you can stop the Mountain King from firing bolts for a couple seconds or something, but certainly, you know, not too useful spell. And it looks like he will be chased down. He does immediately bring up a lava spawn here, and he did have to use his healing potion immediately because of that bolt. As I said, he just doesn't have any real healing. He has the statue, but that really hasn't had enough time to take effect. And Axslav still using skeletons actually, and despite the fact that there's Dispel on the field and a level 4 Archmage, so plenty of mana on those priests. I'm not sure how useful these skeletons are going to be, although they haven't yet been dispelled. We're going to have to see Axslav now using Burrow as well, but this Fire Lord just being forced to stay on the fringe so he doesn't actually take any damage, because it's so easy to focus down a Fire Lord. Obviously they have a whole bunch of armor, but when you have things like Bolt, that doesn't really make a difference. And next I'm going to lose another Fiend here. Obviously with no coil, these Fiends are really taking out quite a lot of damage, but he is managing to chase away Shadox now. He's just managed to sort of outlast him, and Shadox probably should get a Dispel. Yeah, there you go. Takes out those skeletons. That's just a bunch of free experience for him. But this Fire Lord is now level 5. I wonder if he's going to put down another lava spawn or not. He has actually just used a mana potion there, I believe, and so